Welcome to the second half of Passion. Tonight, Dating Dilemmas once a month. Frank Kermit joins us of franktalks.com. We are talking about the emotional needs of both men and women because we often get questions about, I don't understand men. I don't get it. Why are we so different? Why is our communication so difficult? And why, and why? And we get this a lot. Frank actually wrote 2 books about the subject. Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test, A Man's Guide to Satisfying the Emotional Needs of Women. I'm going to ask you why Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test. And The Seductress, a workbook for women to learn about the emotional needs of men. So you came up after talking to many couples, successful ones, unsuccessful ones, men, women, testing out your own theories on yourself. You came up with a theory of what the needs of women are, the needs of men. Tell me about those.
Okay, let's start off with the emotional needs of women. In experimenting, going out on dates, I made the goal the following. If I ended up having sex with a woman, I've addressed some sort of an emotional need. But if I'm going on a date and at some point she says, let's just be friends. I don't really feel that way about you. You're kind of like my brother. I don't want to ruin our friendship, etc., etc. Then I have failed. So sex became...
But what about just simple attraction? Why can't it just be about simple attraction?
I don't understand your question. What do you mean simple attraction? Like two people just find themselves attracted to each other and they'll go for it?
Yeah, well, what if they find other things are okay, but the attraction isn't there?
Because if you address a person's emotional needs, the result is that they will feel attraction.
Okay, so you manipulate the situation so that attraction is there in a way.
Oh, don't talk about it like that.
Okay, that's the old seduction days. Okay. Tell me about the need.
Okay, let's start off with emotional need number 1 of women. And it's not because it's the most important emotional need, but it's the best way to teach it to men.
Okay.
Emotional need number 1 of women, protect her reputation.
Okay.
Because depending on the woman, now some women really don't care about their reputation. They don't care who knows what. In fact, some women will boast about things in their past that, most people might get turned off by, but that's what she gets off on.
Okay.
However, if a man behaves in a manner that no matter where he is, whether he's with his friends, her friends, family, or whatnot, he will protect the reputation of the women that he has been involved with. This addresses an emotional need. She ends up feeling special. Why? Because she doesn't end up feeling like his mother. The underlying principle is that a woman can only play one of 2 roles in any man's life.
As his mother or as his whore? Isn't the reputation more about protecting her reputation?
Protecting her reputation in all cases. You'd never speak badly about the person that you're involved with.
Of course not.
If you have anything to say about that person, it should be to that person.
Right.
Now, a woman will only play one of 2 roles in any man's life. She either will feel like his mother or she will feel like his lover.
If she feels like his mother, she ain't going to be his lover.
Exactly.
I can tell you that much.
Now, this is where men and women are different because a man sees it as ally versus enemy. Is she my ally or is she my enemy? If she is behaving like his mother, she's getting turned off by him. She doesn't want to be intimate with him.
I'm sure he can't be very much turned on by somebody who treats him like a child.
Well, some men are. Because remember, men and women are different. So a man will look at the situation and say, okay, she's behaving sort of like my mother. She's doing things for me. She's treating me like a child.
Oh, she's my ally.
She's my ally, and I'm a man. I'll have the desire to have sex is ever constant. So she's my ally. I'm willing to have sex with her.
Okay.
In some cases, men are willing to have sex with their enemies too, which explains a lot of the situations that men find themselves in.
Right.
So this is one of the main ways that men and women are different. A woman will not have sex with a man if she feels mothering towards him.
Right. It'll be very hard for her to feel attraction to somebody she feels mothering to.
This is the plight of nice guys. Because the nice guy says, wow, she's being so nice to me. She's being polite to me. She's being like my mother. She's looking after me. I want to date her. Because the instinct for sex is always there for a guy. Mm-hmm. He has no problem with the concept, I can have sex with my female friends. A woman, however, doesn't have any sexual urge to sleep with her male friends. They're male friends because at some point she feels more motherly to them than she does feeling like a lover to them.
Right, so they're friends, not lovers, for a reason.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. One of the needs that you talk about is cater to the little girl in her. What's that about?
I've often found, and this is so key sometimes to really get at the heart of what a woman is about. In what I teach men is that inside every adult woman, there is a little girl. who's looking to be catered to, who's looking to receive love and warmth and attention, and who just wants to feel safe.
Yeah, that feeling of safety really is important. I have that discussion a lot with couples.
So what happens is that, let's say you're on a date and you're getting along really well. Do something for her as if she were a little kid. Watch what happens. Look at the way her eyes will light up.
I'm going to share a little story with you, because on the very first date with my husband, I had a headache, and I was just kind of rubbing my head and whatever. He excused himself to go to the bathroom. We were sitting in a restaurant. He comes back with aspirin that he got from a machine, and handed me. And that said so much to me. Mm-hmm. I guess that he was addressing that need. He was catering to being taking care of that, taking care of me.
He was being a strong father figure. I'll be responsible for what's going to happen. I'm going to take care of you right now. You're in pain. I see that. I'm not going to make you feel bad or try to make you responsible and say, well, you really should go get your own aspirin and so on. I'm not going to make you the adult in that case. I'm going to cater to the little girl in you. And in that moment, that's what
happened. It was like, oh my God, that was so sweet.
When a woman goes, oh, you've got her. You've addressed emotional need number 3, cater to a girl.
I'm going to ask my husband if he did that on purpose, if he actually knew that whole theory.
You know what? The idea is that he got you. It worked. It worked. And this is what I base it on. I didn't base it on what was politically correct. As you know very well, that a lot of the stuff that I write is not politically correct. Yeah. But it works. Right. And it works for these reasons, because it's not about what people say they like. It's about what people respond to, whether you're a man or a woman.
Right. Makes a lot of sense. 514-790-0991. Would love to hear some of your thoughts tonight. Do you struggle to understand the opposite sex? Where are some of the issues where you find you're having difficulty understanding, like some things that keep coming up maybe in your relationship and that there are conflicts about? Maybe we can help you solve that mystery a little bit. Frank Kermit joins me. He is Frank Talks. He's an author. FrankTalks.com is his website. The book's Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test. Why a test?
It's the best way to teach a guy to understand women.
Is to tell them that everything out of her mouth is a test?
If he assumes that everything out of her mouth is a test, he's on guard. He's ready. It trains his brain to look for the emotional needs behind her words and actions.
Interesting.
So when you're talking to a guy, you're dealing with a guy who is taught from the time he's born, from the time he's a little kid, you have to achieve, you have to set goals, you have to make something of yourself, you have to make something happen. He's going to be issued all kinds of challenges to prove himself. Right. So when I teach guys, everything out of her mouth is a test. It puts their brain into, okay, what's the emotional need behind everything she's saying and doing?
So it makes them think rather than just act and say without thinking.
It gives them that process. Now, is he going to be consciously thinking about this for the rest of his life? No, because under my system, give me 6 months with him. 6 months. It'll be so automatic. He's no longer thinking, oh, that was emotional need number 4 that she was expressing when she said that. He will automatically respond in the right, appropriate way, just because he's always seen the new interactions with women through a new filter.
Hey, you want to get 6 months with Frank? Call him. FrankTalks.com. Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test. A Man's Guide to Satisfying the Emotional Needs of Women is the book. You're listening to Passion on CJAD 800.
Frank Talks is sponsored in part by Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test, a man's guide to the emotional needs of women. What would your life be like if you knew exactly what to say and do with women? This book is for the guy that simply wants to learn how to handle women's tests by addressing her emotional needs. By this, you create the type of attraction that will make her see you as the one she was destined to be with. This book will teach you how to get the woman you want and how to keep her. Everything Out of Her Mouth is a Test is the Rosetta Stone for men to understand exactly what a woman means when she speaks and how to respond. Is that worth changing your life forever? Buy this book at franktalks.com now.